back to the Dawghouse. My name is Jessica. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. Even if you are not new here, this is Gunnar, formerly known as Blue. He's an 18-month-old neutered male golden retriever, and he is now a part of the Dawghouse. I wanted to start a new series for the Dawghouse YouTube channel based around Gunnar and his behaviors. So, see what happens, man? I can't even talk with you. And you act like a fool. All right, so anyways, this is Gunnar, and I'm going to show you how I have been feeding Gunnar for the last 2 weeks. No patience. Zero patience. Okay, let's get to the video. There's a couple different things here. Of course, most important is the food. This is not all he gets. This is only half of a cup right now, just for demonstration purposes. Right here is a bowl, and over here is a treat pouch. So, and a clicker. This is how other dogs get fed their meals. This and this is how Gunnar gets all of his meals. Every single kibble means something to Gunnar. So this is not obviously day one with Gunnar and doing this type of feeding and just work with him. But this is how I started it. And he did pretty much this, very similar to this. He picked up very quickly that just all I wanted was for him to look at me. I'm just talking for camera's sake. And luckily we're already past all this because it was a very quiet situation for a few days. This is basically how he got fed the first couple of days. I'm not asking him to sit like he is. He just is offering it, which is great. That's later on, we'll figure that out. So yeah, basically I've become an important part of his life because all his food and everything comes from me, from my hand, one piece of kibble at a time. That's how it started. This was a few days, yes, it takes some time because that's dogs for you, is they take time. The next thing I wanted to just kind of show him is what a place command was. And of course I taught that without even saying place. This is a cot. It's just a regular cot bought off Amazon. I love these. They're fairly cheap and super durable. I can spray them off, clean them, so I use them for a lot of stuff. They're great for place command. I don't know why the cats are fighting. Leash pressure and prong pressure is really good for protesting what I want. I want him to get on this. I want him to first of all, I want him to look at it, okay? And if he goes past looking at it, that's great, but sometimes if they don't have a clue, looking at it is all you really need at first. So that's the first step if you're really that far back. It's an awkward thing sometimes to get them to go up on top of it when it's up right side up. So putting it on the flat like this and just kind of making it a square, it doesn't matter what color it is or anything, but it's still giving them that the marker space, if that makes any sense. So didn't ask for it, just slight guidance right there. Of course, yes, this is not day one, so not giving him any commands or anything, just a little guidance. So I will tell you, when he first started this, he was a little hesitant about getting on it completely. So just the slightest bit of leash pressure got him to put his front two paws on it, and because you already know where you're going. It was 30 seconds of work, and he was doing this, well, he wasn't laying down, but he was getting at least all four on there and standing and waiting. Again, no commands, just him. We go near it and he offers it. We're asking him to offer it, and he does. We're gonna kind of overdo this a bit, and it's kind of like clicker loading at the same time because you're feeding him his meal and all that fun stuff. So you got to get through the meal because eventually you're gonna have his whole daily rations in here, so I've got to get through it. So he's staying focused on me and staying on the platform, which is great. And again, when he first started this, he got pretty confident in getting on it like that quickly. So I was able to realistically flip it over. And again, it's almost like reteaching it a little bit because it is a little different. So if you have to go step back just because it's a little bit different and ask him just to look at it, that was one thing I did. Or just put 2 front feet first. I wouldn't expect him to immediately do exactly what he was doing when it was flipped over. If he did, that's great, but if he didn't, it's not like it's not a bad thing. And you just continue and you slow it down and you back up a few steps. So I guided him on. Again, this is basically the biggest thing this dog needed when he first came to me was guidance. And within minutes of getting guidance, he was allowing himself to be guided instead of just being chaotic and not knowing what to do with his life. Ideally, the place command is where they lay down on a surface or lay down in an area. You move your way up. You start with sitting. He started offering to sit like he is now, which was good. So we treated that. This goes on for a few days. You don't rush it. You don't have. There's no rush. There's no need to rush, right, buddy? And I clipped them even off. Look at that! Wow, good boy. So I'll do that for camera purposes, but literally he doesn't get a whole lot of attaboys. He's excited enough. Does he look miserable? I don't think so. He's definitely happy and excited enough, and he's got excitement problems, so there's no reason to get him excited. All right, so again, this is how he gets his meals. This has basically been the simple game that we've played, and it has caused this dog to be so focused. Let's turn you around. It's helped him learn to really focus and just offer all kinds of great behaviors and feel like he has a purpose, which is really all he needed. But he definitely needs management and continued guidance. So he's still a dog. He's the Golden Retriever, but he's still a doggo. Obviously, this is not day 1, like I've said already, so I'm going to go ahead and show you where we're at. So normally it's Gunnar place. And we start out close and me walking him to it and introducing the word. Now I add the place. I didn't tell him to down. He just, eventually it was implied. So when I say place, I imply that you were to lie down and to stay there. So let's start it over so you don't think that I just told him all those commands. Gunnar place. I'm gonna go out of his vision. Come back around. Let's try that again. Not gonna even repeat anything. Still implied. My pizza. Good job. Right now, he's actually at the point where he can stay in a place like this for 30 minutes. I haven't even timed him yet. This is a great position for our command, I guess, for just learning in the home manners. It's a good thing to put them in a place when guests come over, when you're eating dinner or cooking dinner and you don't want dogs running around. One of my favorites is it gets so chaotic sometimes, to allow the dogs to be, going nuts and hyper and running around and barking when you're making their food, their breakfast and dinner. So, of course, there's kittens running around everywhere. They definitely help with the distraction aspect, and so that's great training in itself. He does fine with them. Yeah, when I'm making their food and everything, because there's a little bit of a routine to that, most of them either are in their cages and waiting. I have 2 cots, so I do Gunnar and Grim. They both go into a place position while I make food until it's ready. Obviously, Gunnar, while I make the food, he stays in his place position like this, and I periodically walk over and treat him while I'm making food and while the other dogs are eating. So by the time I'm done with all that and the dogs have eaten, I've usually emptied the treat pouch for Gunnar. Oops. Now see, that's a new thing we're teaching, is to not get off place just to grab food that's fallen, because it's just a good foundation to build for a dog, just in case you're in public or somewhere out wherever and somebody drops something on the floor. It doesn't mean it's free range for grabbing. It could be something dangerous that they shouldn't have. If you're having issues with your dog, keeping focus on you, getting excited for training, for foods, and they don't really like treats anymore or anything like that, this dog has barely had any actual treats. This is how he gets his food, so he kind of is learning that there's no other way to get food except to work for it, which is natural for the dog. They want to work for it. So one thing is that his former name was Blue. I mean, Blue's a great name. I don't, no hating towards the name Blue, but it just didn't fit him. I don't know, it didn't fit him. I think Gunnar is great. I love the name Gunnar. It was one of the choices we might have used for Grim. So, and it kind of just goes with him. It goes with Grim. So Grim and Gunnar right now. And so and it was easy enough to teach him a new name just by this whole game that we've been playing for weeks now. Gunnar down. So he's pretty much got Gunnar down pretty well. There we go. Gunnar, the name Gunnar. Yeah, I know, buddy. You already know it after 2 weeks. Not even, because we didn't even talk for the first few days, really. One thing we've been working on now, I wanted to show, is just the game of going to the place, coming out of the place. Going to the place, recalling from the place, basically. And then we're gonna add a little pressure. Gunnar, come. Ideally, I want him to get closer. I have an issue with him and Grim. I want them a little closer, but eventually we'll get them there. So this is still new. Gunnar, go place. Gunnar, come. Gunnar, place. Something I want to add, you'll see that he has a leash on right now, connected to his prong. Yeah, when he first came here, the first week or so, he was 100% on a leash in the house with a prong collar. Right now I just have it on because I was kind of demonstrating the guidance with the leash. So, but he hasn't really been working with it that much because he hasn't needed it. Gunnar, come. Gunnar, place. Here's our newest thing, just so you guys can see it. Kibble on the ground. Gunnar, come. Good boy. This is something I actually started maybe 24 hours ago. Good. So when he looks back at me. Now when I teach leave it, it's a leave it. It means you're never gonna take it. You're never gonna have it. There's not gonna be a release word to allow him to go eat that. Guess who is gonna eat it? The kitties right in front of him. Hey. Back is focused on me. That's not yours anymore. It's on the floor. No, sir. Now, again, we started this less like 24 hours ago where there's the kibble on the ground. Down. Down. And again, it was kind of in his normal area, which is over there. And so this is a little bit different. So sometimes it's a different area, so sometimes you have to back it up. So over there, I didn't have to give any verbal corrections or anything like that. So, but it's backing up the training a little bit. It's a different area. It's as if it's basically in his head. It's like we went to the mall and started doing this. So it's a different area. It's a little bit more exciting. Gunnar. Gunnar, go place. Oh, Lord. Go place. No, go place. So that was him trying to avoid the food almost. This is kind of what that was. Good dog. You avoided it. Gunnar, come. Yes. I'm a yeser. I've only like seriously been starting using the clicker with him. I use it with Lila some. Lila look crazy over there. So I'm still using my yes. And the kitties are eating. So Gunnar, place. No, go place. He doesn't want to go when you're done. You can't have it. So since he keeps going over here to avoid, I'm gonna put food there that he has to avoid. Gunnar, come. Nice. Go place. Kind of help him go place. No, sir. This is a little unfair because these kittens are everywhere. Gunnar, come. Good job, buddy. Gunnar, place. So the first one needed guidance. This one, a little less guidance. Gunnar, come. There's still food and kittens over there off camera. Place. Gunnar, place. Steps. Good boy. Gross. I see why I've seen some dog trainers wear gloves. This is so gross. And this is even like, it's kibble. It's just dry kibble, and his drool and the kibble is just not. Gunnar, come. No, come. Place. So this is a game. This is his new, like not newest game, but this is the more, come. Oh, you ain't getting that. He's never gonna get those treats. When I'm done, if the cats haven't eaten those treats, or if I do a leave it or anything like that, I go pick it up afterwards. I don't pick it up and hand it to him or say, you know, a release word so he can go get it. Place. And that's the routine. So he's already through most of his food. I'm gonna save this for a little bit later so I can continue throughout the day or tonight and continue to feed him. So, and use it as his training rewards. Again, I'm picking up this food. The kittens kind of ate some, so we know to replace what the kitties ate. I'm gonna wash my hands. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a little bit quick one. This is just the first kind of real series on Mr. Gunnar here, Gunnar the Golden, and we'll get more into everything else that he's doing. I want to take it step by step, but this was the beginning of really working with him after a 24-hour fast, and of course, introductions. Hope you guys like this video. Thanks for watching. If you have any advice or questions, sound off in the comments, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.